Hello dear students, welcome to e-classes organized by Purnachandra Higher Secondary School, Raghunathpur, Balipada, Mayurbhanj. For more details about the college, please contact in the numbers provided below the screen. Thank you. So, my dear students, in our previous class, we have discussed about what is a scalar and what is a vector quantity. So now we will discuss about how vectors are added. I have previously discussed that scalars can be added algebraically, but vectors cannot be added simply like the scalars. It has certain different property so that it operates with different kind of operation, such as you just can't add the vectors like the scalars. Okay, so now we will discuss about how the vectors are added. So today we are going to discuss about composition of vectors or composition of vectors known as addition of vectors. It is the same meaning. Composition of vector is same as that of addition of vectors. Suppose let's see an example of how scalars are added. How the scalars quantity are added. Suppose I go to a shop and ask to the shopkeeper that please give me 5 kg of rice and 2 kg of onion. 5 kg of rice and 2 kg of onion. Then the masses of rice is 5 kg and masses of the onion is 2 kg. These are only the magnitudes and mass is a scalar quantity. So you can just add the 5 kg plus 2 kg, that is equals to 7 kg. So, but 7 kg is what? 7 kg is what? That the resultant magnitude of the mass. Resultant means the final result. Suppose here I ask the shopkeeper 5 kg of rice, 2 kg of onion and 3 kg of sugar. Then what will be the resultant mass? Resultant mass means to composite these three masses into one mass. Then it will be 5 kg plus 2 kg plus 3 kg. It will be 10 kg. So this is the resultant magnitude of the scalars. Here mass are scalar quantity, so they just simply algebraically can add it. But vectors are different from scalars because vectors have both magnitude as well as direction. So vectors need certain special addition in order to addition of 2 vectors or 3 vectors or such as many vectors. So there are different principles for addition of vector. So addition of vectors obey certain characteristics. Got it? Addition of vector obey certain characteristics such as characteristics of vector addition. These vectors needed these following characteristics. So first property is a vector can be only added with a vector quantity. Vector is only added with a vector quantity. Vector quantity of same nature. Vector quantity of vector is only added with another vector quantity of same nature. It means force is a vector quantity, force is a vector quantity, velocity is a vector quantity, acceleration is a vector quantity. But force is a vector quantity, but it is different nature from velocity, and velocity is different from acceleration. So you only add a force with only a force vector, velocity with only a velocity vector, acceleration with only a acceleration vector. But you just can't add a force vector with a velocity vector or velocity vector with a acceleration vector. You just can't add these type of vectors. So here I have written vector is only added with a vector quantity of same nature. Second one is vector cannot be added with a scalar. Vector cannot be added with a scalar. It means force is a vector quantity, but mass is a scalar quantity. A vector quantity, a scalar quantity cannot be added because mass is a scalar quantity and scalar quantity does not possess any kind of direction, but force has both magnitude and direction. So a vector cannot be simply added with a scalar. Just remember the characteristics of vector addition. You have to remember these things. A vector is only added with another vector of same nature, and a vector cannot be added with a scalar, or you can say a scalar cannot be added with a vector. So these are the basic characteristics that are possessed by vector addition. So let's discuss about there are many type of vector addition, or I can say there are three types of vector addition laws. So let's see these type of vector addition. Before going to vector addition, I want to tell you a fact that suppose there is a vector A vector. Suppose there is a vector A vector. A vector, the name of the vector is A vector. This A vector is suppose here in the space. Got it? Suppose the vector A is here in the space. You can transfer the or displace the position of a vector to another position. In the vector addition property, you can change the position of a vector in the space. Suppose a vector is here, you can take the vector to here, but you cannot change the direction and magnitude of the vector. You can change the position of the vector, but cannot change the direction and magnitude of the vector. Suppose a vector is here like this, so I can take this vector and I can write it here. Suppose this I have already told that this straight line represents the magnitude of the vector and the arrowhead represents the direction. You just cannot change the magnitude and direction, but you can change the position of a vector in the space. Suppose a vector is here, you can take the vector to here, or you can take that vector to there. So these are the facts you have to remember before going to vector addition. So there are many laws of vector addition. There are various laws of vector addition. So look, what type of vector additions are there. Laws of vector addition. What? Laws of vector addition. So what are the laws of vector addition? There are many laws of vector addition. So these are known as, first one is your triangle law of vector addition. Triangle law of vector addition. Triangle law of vector addition. Second one is parallelogram law of vector addition, and third one is polygon law of vector addition. What? Polygon law. Triangle law of vector addition, parallelogram law of vector addition, and polygon law of vector addition. So what is a triangle? A triangle is a closed figure made up of three sides. What is a parallelogram? It is a quadrilateral made up of four sides and each side is parallel to each other. What is polygon law? Polygon is a closed figure consists of many arms. So these are the three types of law that we are going to discuss, and we will discuss how the vector is added in triangle law, in parallelogram law, and in polygon law. So let's start about first our triangle law of vector addition. Triangle law of vector addition. Let's discuss about first how the vectors are added in triangle's law of vector addition. So there is a principle in triangle law of vector addition. You have to remember this principle in order to add the vectors. Got it? So let's discuss about our first law, that is triangle law of vector addition. Triangle law of vector addition. So what is triangle law of vector addition? Let's see. Suppose triangle is a closed figure made up of three sides. It means it is a triangle. You can make a triangle like this, or someone can make a triangle like this. There are various type of triangle you can make, and in triangle law of vector addition there are two different types of method in order to add the vectors. In triangle law of vector addition there are two types of method. There are three laws, but in triangle law of vector addition there are two methods to add the vectors. The first one is graphical method. What method? Graphical method. Graphical method of vector addition is triangle law of vector addition. So graphical, let's discuss about graphical method of vector addition. Suppose a vector is here, a vector, and suppose a vector is here, b vector. Suppose a vector is here, a vector, and there is a vector, b vector. Now then I told that just add the two vector, a vector plus b vector. Then what will be the magnitude, or I can say what will be the resultant vector. When a vector is added with b vector, then what will be the resultant vector. So let's discuss this with the help of graphical method. So I have told that you can change the position of the vector in the space, but you cannot change the direction and magnitude of the vector. You only change the position. So a vector is here, and b vector is here. Suppose these two vectors, suppose a vector is like this is a vector. Okay, so remember one condition, that a vector is only start from the head of another vector. It means the end of, or I can say tail of one vector is starts from the head of the another vector. So here is a vector, and here is its head of the a vector, and this is the tail of the a vector. So look, there is b vector. So if there is b vector, you can change the position and just place the b vector here. Look, the tail of the vector is started from the head of another vector. Here I have done this. So this is b vector. So this is a vector and this is b vector. Suppose that there is a point O, this is a point P, and this is a point Q. So OP is a displacement vector, a vector. PQ is another displacement vector, b vector. So tell me about the resultant displacement. I am asking for what will be the resultant displacement. Resultant displacement. What will be the resultant displacement? Displacement means what? The shortest distance between 2 points. So what is the resultant displacement? The body is initially here, and that body is finally here. So the shortest distance between initial and final point is called displacement. So you just draw O to Q, a line from O to Q. Then the resultant vector will be what? This vector will give this will be the net displacement, or I can say resultant displacement. So here you can write what is the resultant vector. Resultant vector is equals to a vector plus b vector. Resultant vector is equals to a vector plus b vector. You simply cannot add the magnitude of a b. You have to follow the vector rules also. But this is a graphical method by which you can find the resultant vector. So this displacement vector and that displacement vector will give to the rise of resultant vector. So here r vector is equals to a vector plus b vector. So why r vector is equals to a plus b? You can write a minus b also. So let's see why I have written r is equals to a plus b. Got it? There is a law in triangle law of vector addition. So what is the law? Triangle law of vector addition is what? I am going to write about this law. So this is the law of vector addition. If two vectors are represented by two sides of a triangle taken in the same order, then the third side of the triangle will give the resultant vector in opposite order. It means what? If two vectors are represented by two sides of a triangle, suppose this is a triangle, so this is a vector and this is b vector. A and b vector are represented by two sides of a triangle taken in same order. There is the question, taken in same order. So what is same order? Same order means, look, this vector starts at O point and ends at P point, and this pattern continues from P to Q. It means there is a sequence, or I can say there is a continuous vector from O to P and P to Q. This is the same order because the direction is in same order. But look, O to Q. So the direction of O to Q is here. If O to P and P to Q direction is here and here, then in order to find the resultant vector, this is the resultant vector. I have told that this is the resultant vector, but this resultant vector is taken in the opposite order of the A vector and B vector. If there is A vector and this is B vector, if the resultant vector is in like this direction, then I can say resultant vector is also in the same direction. But here it is written that the resultant vector must be in opposite order. It means this is the order of A and B, then this is the opposite of resultant vector. So remember this law: if two vectors are represented by two sides of a triangle taken in the same order, then the third side of the triangle will give the resultant vector in opposite order. Let's understand this with another example. Suppose this is A vector, this is a triangle, this is A, B, C. A vector is like this. Okay, so look at the triangle ABC, where P is a vector, Q is a vector, and R is also a vector. Now tell me that which is the resultant vector of the two vectors. So let's see which one is the resultant vector out of these two vectors. So this is P vector, this is Q vector. This is a sequence. This is a sequence, or I can say they are in same order. This is the direction of P and Q. This is the order. But look at the resultant vector R vector. This direction is opposite to the resultant vector. If these two vectors are like this, the resultant vector must be like this. But here there is the direction of R is opposite to our resultant vector. So you can here write P vector plus Q vector is equals to minus of R vector, because the direction of R is different. In order to change the direction, you have to put a negative sign. Previously we have discussed the types of vector. So this is P, this is Q, and this is R. But R is in opposite order. So you can put it as negative sign. So this is the process of graphical method by which you can find the resultant vector. So I want to calculate the magnitude as well as direction. So you just can't use the graphical method to calculate the magnitude. You have to find an analytical method in order to find the magnitude as well as direction of the vector. Let's see the analytical method for vector addition. Analytical method for vector addition. Analytical, this is the type 2 process. Analytical method for vector addition. First we have discussed about graphical method. Now we will discuss about analytical method, or you can say the mathematical method, in order to find the resultant as well as magnitude of the final vector. So the law is same. Suppose there are two vectors applied on a body O. Suppose there are two vectors. Suppose OA is a vector, OP. Let's name it P. OP is a displacement vector and this is A vector, and another vector P to Q. Another vector P to Q, name it as B vector. So this is A vector and this is B vector, and A, B are inclined with each other with an angle theta. So it means here is A vector and the direction of P is here B vector. A vector and B vector are inclined with other with an angle of theta. So if I draw B vector here, it will be theta, but this will be not theta. If I extend the path of the direction of OP, this angle will be theta. So A and B are inclined with each other with an angle of theta. So this is A vector, this is B vector, and they are inclined with each other with an angle of theta. And I have told that the tail of the one vector can be started from the head of another vector. Here I have drawn. So according to the triangle of vector addition, if two sides represent two vectors taken in same order, then the resultant vector will be taken in the opposite order. So what is the net displacement between O to Q? So net displacement will be like this, O to Q, and this will give rise to resultant vector. Or graphically you can say R vector is equals to A vector plus B vector, that is taken in the opposite order. It means the direction is here. Okay, so this is the law of vector addition. Let's find the resultant vector R vector. Let's find the magnitude of R vector and direction of the R vector. Suppose I draw a normal on the extended OP and name it a point T. Suppose I draw a normal on P to T. So this will be 90 degree and this point is known as T. Suppose this angle is theta. Now look, OQT. OQT is a right angle triangle. OQT. OQT is a right angle triangle. Right angle triangle. OQT is a right angle triangle, and according to the Pythagoras theorem, you can say OQ square is equal to h square equal to p square plus b square, or you can say p square plus b square. OQ square is equals to OT square plus qt square. OQ square is equals to OT square plus QT square according to Pythagoras theorem. So here you can say OT can be written as OP plus PT. OP plus PT whole square plus QT whole square. So here it is A plus B whole square. A plus B is equals to A square plus B square plus 2 into B A into B. A square plus B square plus 2AB. Here it is remain with QT square. QT square. So this implies this is what? OQ square. OQ square. So OQ square is what? O to Q. OQ square is what? R. So here you can write R square is equals to OP square plus PT square plus 2 into OP into PT plus QT square. So mark it equation 1. Mark it equation 1. R square is equals to OP square plus PT square plus 2 into OP into PT plus QT square. Mark it equation 1. So now look at the triangle PQT. Look at the triangle PQT. This is Q, this is T, this is P, and this angle is theta. So I want to find sine of theta. Okay, what? Sine of theta. So what will be sine theta? What is the value of sine theta? Sine theta is equals to P divided by H. You know the trigonometric ratio. Sine theta is equals to P by H. So this is will be P, this will be H. So what will be sine theta? Sine theta will be QT by PQ. QT by PQ. Then you can here find QT is equals to PQ sine theta and QT is equals to B sine theta. QT is equals to B sine theta. Look, this is PQT right angle triangle. This is theta. So sine theta is equals to P upon H. P is what? QT and H is what? PQ. So QT by PQ. So what will QT is equals to PQ and PQ comes to the left side, it will multiply with sin theta. QT is equals to PQ sin theta. The value of PQ is B. So I have written B in the place of PQ. So QT value is what? B sin theta. The value of QT is B sin of theta. So if what will happen if I want to find cos theta? In this triangle PQT, cos theta will be B upon H. B will be what? This will be B, PT will be B, then it will be PT by PQ. PT divided by PQ. So what will be the value of PT? PT is equals to PQ cos of theta. The value of PQ is what? B. That will be B cos theta. The value of PT is what? B cos theta. Value of PT will be B cos theta. So now look at equation 1. We have the value of QT and we have the value of PT. Just put these values in equation 1. Put these values in equation 1. So I am here going to write that put these values in equation 1. This is R vector. So it will be R square is equals to OP. OP is A square. A square plus PT is what? B cos theta. B cos theta square plus 2 into OP A into PT. PT is what? B cos theta. B cos theta. B cos of theta. Then plus QT. B sin theta. B sin theta whole square. Okay, I have just put the value of these findings. So here you can write R square is equals to A square plus B square cos square theta plus 2AB cos theta plus B square sin square theta. B square sin square theta, B square cos square theta. So look, r square is equals to a square plus here b square cos square theta, b square sin square theta. If I take common b square, then it will remain with cos square theta plus sin square theta plus 2ab cos theta. So r square is equals to a square plus b square plus cos square theta plus sin square theta is 1. 1 multiplied with b square will be b square. A square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta. This is the resultant vector. This is the resultant vector. R square is equals to a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta. Now the value of a is given, b is given and theta is given. You can find the resultant vector, and this is the expression for resultant vector r vector. This is the resultant vector r. This is the magnitude of r vector. So what do we find the resultant of the magnitude of the resultant vector? We found that r is equals to a square plus b square plus 2ab cos of theta. R square root, then square will move to right side, it will be square root. So this is the equation number 2. This equation 2 gives the magnitude of the resultant vector r. R equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta root over, whole root over. So this is the magnitude. But r is a vector quantity. You just cannot find the magnitude. You have to find the direction of the r vector. Suppose this angle is phi. What? Suppose this angle is phi. So in order to find the direction of the resultant vector, you in class 10 all have discussed about height and distance. There is a chapter in mathematics. This is height and distance. In height and distance, suppose this is the horizontal level and this will be the angle of elevation. So phi is known as angle of elevation. So in order to find the direction of r vector, suppose I give you an example. Suppose there is a vector and I say that this is a horizontal vector, b vector, and I told that the r vector is 30 degree from the b vector. So you just draw 30 degree and we will get the position of the r vector. So this is 30 degree, or you can say this is the angle of elevation. What? Angle of elevation. So if this is the horizontal vector, I want to find the resultant vector, then I have to find the angle. If I got the angle, I will got the resultant vector. So let's find this angle. The expression for that angle will give the position of r vector. So let's find the direction of the resultant vector. So look in OQT triangle. OQ, the large triangle. What will be the value of tan phi? Tan phi. It means tangent of phi. It will be P by B. P means this is phi, this will be P, and this will be B. That is QT by OT. QT divided by OT. So QT divided by OT will be OP plus PT. OP plus PT. Now put the value. Tan phi is equals to QT, that is B sin theta. B sin theta by OP. A plus PT B cos theta. This is the tan phi. Then what will be the value of phi? The value of phi will be tan inverse B sin theta by A plus B cos of theta. So this is the expression for the angle phi. This is the expression for angle phi. So what we found? We found r is that much and phi is equals to tan inverse B sin of theta by A plus B cos of theta. So this is another equation that gives the direction of the resultant vector. So in analytical method, I found the resultant as well as direction of the resultant vector. So if I move 30 degree or 5 degree from the A vector, I will get R vector. So this gives the direction of the resultant vector. So this is about triangle law of vector addition. Triangle law of vector addition obeys certain property. It means first property, triangle law of vector addition obeys certain property. So what is the property? The properties are triangle law of vector addition properties, or you can say vector addition obeys these properties. So let's see what are the properties. Properties of vector addition. Properties of vector addition. What? Properties of vector addition. So first property, and vector addition is commutative. Vector addition is commutative. Vector addition is commutative. It means if you add A plus B vector equals to R vector, then you also find B vector plus A vector is equals to R vector. This is commutative property. Second one is associative property. Vector addition is associative. Associative means what? If you add three vectors A plus B with another vector C, that will be equals to A vector plus B vector plus C vector. This is the associative. You have already discussed in mathematics this type of property: commutative, then associative, then third, when a vector is added with its opposite vector, a vector is added with its negative vector, it means A plus of minus A vector, it will give 0 vector, but null vector. A vector plus negative of that vector will be a null vector. Fourth property, when a vector is added with a null vector, it will only remain with that vector. A vector plus null vector is equals to A vector. So these are some basic properties that are shown by vector addition. So in our today class, we have discussed about the types of vector addition and the laws of vector addition, that is triangular vector addition, quadrilateral law and polygonal vector addition, and after that we only discussed triangular vector addition. In triangular vector addition we discussed two types of method. First one is graphical method and second one is analytical or mathematical method. In analytical or mathematical method we have found the resultant as well as the magnitude of the resultant vector. So this is about triangle law of vector addition. For any kind of query, ask me on the comment box. Thank you.